Okay, so I'm going to do the perineal exam and suturing. So, mama and baby are stable, placenta's been born, the uterus is firm, everything's looking great, and I want to check the mom for tears. So I talk her through the procedure and let her know that we're just going to take a look and see what is needed and ask her if that's okay. So I have my assistant with the light, and I have my sterile gloves on, and I'm just checking the perineum. It looks like the perineum is intact. There's a little bit of seeping bleeding in the vagina that I'm curious about a tear, and so I visualize inside, and I see from the introitus that there's a little bit of a tear here. I want to just follow the tear inside so I can find the internal apex of the tear, and I look for where the bleeding's coming from, the change color of the tissues, and I find the internal apex of the tear there. That looks like it's about 1 inch or 10 centimeters in. And so I think that that needs to be repaired. So I go through the shared decision making with the mom, and I let her know that that this tear is going to heal up best if we put a few stitches in it. And she's a busy mama of 3, so I know that she won't be laying in bed luxuriously for the next few weeks. So it'd be best to make sure that there's no excessive bleeding, that the tear lines up so it can heal together nicely. So she agrees, and we're going to do lidocaine for her. I'll do that in another video. So we do lidocaine, we wait 5 to 10 minutes until it's all set, and then we're going to do the 3O chromic gut, and see, okay, I'm going to get my needle driver on here. Good, and I want to start right at the top of the apex, maybe like a centimeter above it, to do my anchor stitch. I want to go in at 90 degrees. So I make sure all the tissue is numb, check in with her, and then I go in at 90 degrees. See, it's a little tighter on there. Good. Okay. Come out. This needle's a little bit small for this job. This is actually 5/0, but it's what I had in my test kit left. Come on through. There we go. This is perhaps a little bit not as, what's the word, sharp for this job, but I think it'll be okay. Okay, so I grab the tip, make sure to not grab the very tip because I want to have it nice and sharp for entering the tissue, and I pull it almost all the way through. Make sure not to pull it too far through. And this is where I do my first step of making a square knot here. So I'm going to go around. I have the needle driver on the inside, like touching the mucosa. Then I'm going to go through go around 1, 2 times, grab the other end, the short end. As I pull through, I'm switching sides here. This side goes over here. Good. And I looped around twice that time. I only do that on the first one. Now this one, I again put it in the center. I'm going to loop around just once around my needle driver. Good, and then I grab again that short end, and I go back over the other side. Good, so that's 1. I'm going to do that 2 more times, just once over. Switching sides each time that I go. 2, and last one. Over once, grabbing, and crossing over. Hopefully you can kind of see that as I'm going. Okay, great. So now I have my anchor stitch. If this was a simple interrupted stitch, I would cut it and be done, and then I could go and do some more. But we're going to do the running stitch here. So then I want to bring this knot onto the non-dominant side, which I could have done, but there we go. So that's there. Now I'm going to go do a few of my running mattress, or yeah, running lock stitch. I want to make sure the tissue's lining up nicely, which it looks like it is. And get the needle, my needle driver. Nice tight grip this time, good. Going down, I'm visualizing I'm going to need about 3 stitches, and each one's about 1 centimeter apart. I want to make sure that I'm going usually deeper than wider, and that I'm taking the same amount of tissue on both sides. So in at 90 degree, and then turning my wrist. And good. So with these, I'm going to come up. Oops, that's my scissors. Too many tools out. Okay. I'm going to come in the center of that as I pull up and through here. Good. So I'm starting to create that nice lock stitch there. I'll do a couple more and then I'll show up close because I think it's kind of hard to see here. This is a tiny needle. Okay, good. Again, going in at 90 degrees. And up. Grabbing. Come on the inside of the loop that was formed. Good. Okay. Do one more. Actually, maybe I'll stop there because this is a long video. I think you get the picture. So that's what I've created so far. Let's get that out of the way. So 2 full centimeters of that. And so in order to close it, you do the same thing, but you come on the outside, come up through the outside of the loop this time. So I'll get this needle on here nice and snug. Good. Same thing, 90 degrees coming across. Good. And grabbing the other end. Okay. And so now I'm coming out on the outside of the loop here. And for this, I need to just kind of adjust it and make sure. String is lining up and that it's not too tight in any area. Good. Voila.